mainly talking about ranked play basics, things to help start competing, and a couple terms and conditions that you might need to get into competing in ranked play, being competitive in the sense of holding your own and making sure that you're carrying your own weight. Now, something that I kind of felt needed to be touched on before we get even more in depth and start getting into more intermediate tips is more on the lines of starting to get into the basics. There are a few of you that even when playing, and some of you may have this problem, of just simple tips playing a first person shooter, simple tips that will help you in the future gain that experience and gain a extra leg up on your competition, and these things may actually help you while you're playing the game and things that you can learn on your own now. Today we are on the docks, specifically London docks. This is a great map for testing these things because there's a lot of different things on this map that will test these tips that I'm giving you. And if you can put these tips to good use and you can pretty much grill these into your head, or at least map glitch, um, you can put these to good use and test yourself on this map. Once you start noticing that on this map specifically, if you're playing World War II, that you start to do a little better on it, you know that these tips are working in your favor. So we're taking a step back, and I mean way back. Back to first-person shooters. Doesn't have to be Call of Duty, doesn't have to be Battlefield, it could be Halo, it could be, like Halo, Battlefield. Um, I mean, any first-person shooter, Call of Duty, um, Titanfall, Destiny, all of these will go into that, and then as we delve further into these tips, I got 5 specifics. We'll start getting back into more Call of Duty things. So, number one, the first thing you're going to want to do before you even start playing the game, before you even start jumping into things, is you want to hop into a game, private game, even something like this, and you want to adjust your sensitivity. Now, everyone will have a different comfortability. Everyone will have a different likeness to what they want their uh, movement speed to be at and their aim speed to be at. So, for instance, if we look into my settings and we go to controls, mine are at 5.5. I don't play at this all the time, but you have a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 14. So for those of you who would like to see what these look like, this is 14. Right. And for those of you who want to see the complete other end of the spectrum, this is 1. Yeah, I know. Takes a while. You want to find the happy medium between those. You don't want to be moving too fast. Say you plan on an 8, and you're going over the place, you can't control it, and you're having problems going from one end to the other, and you're over aiming. A good way to test if you're doing good enough or if this is giving you issues is to pick a point on the map, and if you go to that point and pick a thing to aim at, and if you can be looking one direction, turn and aim to it, then you know that your sensitivity is probably at a good area. Then, while you're moving, do the same thing. Then, while you're sprinting, do the same thing. So, for instance, we'll use one of these. I'm on 8. Now, I'm assuming this is not going to work very well because I don't play on 8, but this is a good example. So, we are going to pick. Oh, Jesus, this is very, very. Let's say we are going to shoot at. We'll say this yellow barrel here. We're going to shoot at the yellow barrel. So, for instance, if I want to shoot at that yellow barrel, I need to be able to control myself. For some reason, this feels really comfortable. I don't know why, but it feels comfortable, but also feels very fast. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Who knows? Maybe I accidentally found my new sensitivity. So what you want to do, right now I'm here, and it does help to have map knowledge because right now I know where that yellow barrel is in my mind just from playing the map over and over again, but at the same time, I don't. So this will be interesting. So right now, if I move my stick, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stick and then left trigger, and we'll see if I can get how close I can get. So bang bang. That's not bad, but it's not the barrel. I'm dead. So if I try it again, yes, I know where it's at now, so I can bang bang. That's not bad. I'm center mass, I'm a little bit high, but that's standing still. You're never going to be standing still shooting most of the time. So now if you're moving, that's where things get a little different. You need to be able to, while moving, turn and snap, and get as close to that as you can. If you can't, and you're overcorrecting like that, it's too high. If you're undercorrecting, it's too low. So right now, even if I'm sprinting and I try to turn, I'm overcorrecting. So that means I need to turn my sensitivity down a little bit. Let's get down to where I was. Now, this is going to feel a little bit slower to me, but it feels comfortable. So if I'm sprinting and I turn, I'm a little bit under, but I know where that barrel is, so I can correct myself. So while I'm moving, turn, and I'm still a little bit under, so maybe I do need to play on a high sensitivity. So let's move it up to 6. Come up, aim, fire. Now if we switch it, we'll say we're now going to aim at a longer range, we're going to aim at that barrel. So if I'm running through here, and I need to snap onto that barrel, I see the barrel, I'm a little bit under, but I know that I can recorrect. This takes practice and it takes a while, and as you're switching sensitivities, you see now I'm overcorrecting a lot. I know the barrel's there, but I'm overcorrecting and then I'm having to undercorrect to get it back to where I'm supposed to be. Sometimes I will play on 4. Now 4 will help with longer ranges, but you're going to be under for shorter ranges. For instance, I know that I can get really close to that barrel pretty quickly. Now this is me not even looking at the barrel, I'm looking towards this thing as the player in the model is. Now if I'm looking like I would normally be, I can pretty much lock onto that easy. Which brings me to my second point of this. You want to look where you're aiming. I see a lot of players do what I was doing earlier as an example. Right now, the crosshairs are aiming at that white block, and they will focus on that white block. Their eyes will be locked on that white block. They're not looking around their screen, they're not looking anywhere else on their screen. White block. But if I want that yellow, the yellow barrel down here, I don't want to be looking at that white block. I want to be looking around my screen, my peripherals, to see if there we go, to see if I can see anything. So if I look to my left or my right and see that yellow barrel, I know that I can snap onto that pretty easily and see where I'm aiming. Now if I turn that up a little higher, I'm overcorrecting again. Try it again, and I'm still overcorrecting. As you can see, my instincts, I immediately snap back. It's just an instinct that you get after playing a lot of first-person shooters. So even though I overcorrect, you're seeing I'm immediately readjusting to get back on target. But that split second is the difference between dying and living. So if I go back to 4, I'm pretty much closer to the target than I would be if I was, you know, on a higher sensitivity. Lost my train of thought. So that's one point. So right now my sensitivity is at 4, and a lot of times it's what I'll play on. If I feel like I'm getting hyped or I feel like I'm playing sluggish, I'll put it up to a 5. So sometimes I'll play on 5, sometimes I'll play on 4, but 4 usually works out for me the best. It's only when I really get into a bunch of gunfights or I'm playing up close. For instance, there's a hard point here, so if I feel like I need to get into a bunch of gunfights, I'll do that, but usually you can still move around on 4 pretty decently. So now that you got your sensitivity down, I'm going to go ahead and move this back up to 5 because I'm using a sub, and most of the time when I'm using this, I'm going to be in close quarters battles. So I'm going to be snapping here, need to go up here, pop there, go up on top, pop up, and you can see I'm doing head glitches. Head glitch, head glitch, head glitch. So That's what you want to be able to get your lock on. So if I turn back down to 4, locked, 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 locked. So 4 is my required sensitivity, really. That's what I want to be on. I have it on 4, 5, so I can go up and down pretty quick, but side to side is a little bit, so I'm at a happy medium. Now, if I go to a 4, 4, as you can see, I'm not moving up as high, and I'm undershooting that. So 4, 5 is pretty much my good sensitivity. So now you got your sensitivity down. Everything's great. You're aiming at things properly. You're doing everything the way that you should be. Now's button layout time. Now some of you that may not know what I'm talking about may be wondering, well, what do you mean button layout? All the games have a button layout. They're the same. I play on the default, and I'm great at it. Well, that's good, but there are other options. And here's what I mean. So you go back into your settings, and you look around here. There's button layout and stick layout. Button layout are going to be your face buttons and your triggers and all that stuff. If you have an Elite or a Scuff, you can do whatever you want. This is a Scuff controller. It's got trigger stops and paddles. We'll get into those later. Most people will play on default. Default, your B is your crouch, or in my instance, my paddle, and my stick is my melee. Literally the only thing that changes. Now, there's tactical, which is what I play on, which takes your stick, your right stick, makes it your crouch, and B is your melee. That means my paddle is on my melee, and my stick is my crouch. That way, if I'm pushing to aim, and I'm aiming at something, and I accidentally click it, I'm crouching instead of meleeing. Yeah, that would be a pain. There's lefty, which just switches away everything's there. There's nomad, which does right trigger aiming, right bumper, so right bumper and right trigger do your aiming and your firing. Nomad tactical, obviously, and lefty. Bumper jumper, which is your old Halo stuff, which basically just changes your tactical equipment to A and left bumper to jump. Not really useful if you don't have a. It's useful if you don't have a Scuff or an Elite. Other than that, it's pretty much useless. Charlie, right bumper ADS, aim down sight, that's pretty much it. One hand gunslinger, left bumper fires, left trigger aims down sight. Stick and move, right stick jumps. And there's a bunch of other ones in here, but the main ones that I use are tactical. Just lets me crouch with my stick, so that way I'm not meleeing. Then you can go to your stick layout. No one ever really changes these. All these do is change what looks up, what looks down, what moves forward. You can look at those as well if you wish. So now you have your sensitivity. You're aiming like a king. And you have your button layout, so you're not meleeing by accident. You're firing off and you're crouching like a pro. Now we're going to get into more strategic things. Now remember what I said before about the barrel and about me looking to where I want to aim. This is not just a key when you're looking at barrels or when you're practicing your aiming. This is a key for any first-person shooter. Now what I mean by that is even through ranked, and yes, I mean even through ranked, I do notice that there are some times where players will get caught looking at the ground, looking at the sky. You know, you're running into this building, there's a hard point here, but they're looking at the ground like this. And then someone comes and shoots them in the face, they never see them. Or you're running out here and you're looking up like this, and then someone comes and shoots you in the face because you didn't see them. the main key for any first-person shooter is you want to make sure that you're looking where you're aiming, and you're aiming where you're looking. For instance, if think because of how much that I play, and a lot of it's going to come from practice and repetition, and eventually you'll get it. But these two boxes here, box number one and box number two, are very, very popular spots for people to sit. They will sit back here, they will crouch, peek, and aim, they will make sure that you don't hit them. So, over time, if you know that players are going to be here, then I guess the question would be, if you're coming up these stairs, why are you looking at the ground like this? Because if someone's at that box, you're dead. If you run up looking like this, dead. If you're running up looking at the wall, but you're looking straight, dead. If you run up and you're looking, I don't know, down here, dead. Process of elimination. Very key. Where is your target? You know the map, you've played it a few times, you've played it enough to play competitive game types. You know where people are going to be sitting, you know where you like to sit. So when you come up this, first thing you're doing, bang. And I locked right onto that. Because I know where it is, I know exactly where I want to be aiming, and if someone's there, they're dead. This can then lead into pre-firing. And this will help you get a lot of kills that maybe you shouldn't have gotten in the first place, but it just happens to luck out. Coming up these steps, someone comes out, they're there, and you just fire. Blow them off of the head spot. Another good spot is coming up here, and people will come through here a lot, but they'll also be sitting on top of these boxes. So you come up here, and you hear gunfire. You come up here, bang, you just fire it. You might get a lucky kill that way. Or even here, some people will sit in that corner, so if you hear shots behind you, come up here and just pre-fire it, you might get a kill. You never know. Point number 4 is going to require something that a lot of players online don't like to do. And that's going to be listening to your teammates. Listening to your teammates is a very grueling and very difficult thing to do, and I understand. People can be assholes. They really can. And people can be bullies, and people can be angry, and they can be ignorant, and they can be sassy, and they can give you attitude. But at the end of the day, when you're playing a game that involves your rank mattering, information is information, regardless of who it comes from and regardless the tone that it's in. If you're playing a game and someone's calling out for you, use it to your advantage. If you're having a bad day and you don't feel like communicating, at least make sure you're listening to their communications. Don't go into a party and mute everybody. I'll do it sometimes too on stream, sometimes I just don't feel like it. But that's because I've played the game enough. I have the map knowledge, I have the experience. I've played so many games that I know where people are going to be. But when you first start playing, especially any first-person shooter, listen to other people around you, especially when you're new. This will help you so much when it comes to learning stuff. If you're on a team and you're playing your first couple ranked games and you've never played this map in your life, you have no idea where I'm running around, you have no idea what I'm doing, and you hear a teammate call out for you, and you hear them call out and say, there's a guy on a heady, or we'll use an actual call out, I'm not going to make one up. So we're going to say, there's a guy on the beer heady, or there's a guy on the beer head glitch. Well, this in here, if you look in the top left corner, is barrel building. as you can tell, there's a lot of kegs in here. So to shorten that call out, because if you look in the top left-hand corner, to shorten that call out, people call it beer, people call it barrels, people call it porter, just because it's, beer. So if you're looking mid and you do some, context clues, high fifth grade English, um, you'll know that there's someone right here. He's just chilling. So that means that if you're coming through this way and you're coming off spawn, let's say you come off spawn, you're gonna run down here, and you hear a guy say, "Guy on beer heady, guy on beer heady," because it's complimentary to say it twice because it's just what happens. Then you know immediately, I'm gonna run up here. There's gonna be a guy on beer heady. I'm gonna pre-aim it. As soon as I see him, I can fire it, try to kill him. Worst thing that happens, he gets damaged and he repeaks me and I die. Best thing that happens, you walk up, destroy him, get your confidence, come up here, push him out, and then you guys get control of the hard point. So listening to your teammates can save a life, save your life, save a life. Just sound like someone was dying. It can save your life in game, but it can also do a lot for your team and create winning situations. If you're coming to a huge clutch situation and your team really, really needs you to perform, a very, very good thing to do is to listen to your teammates and what they're telling you. Because if they're calling out, you can set yourself up for a situation that may save the game. I actually watched a pro match, a full-on competitive match, where a team was down here. There was a hard point underneath this crane. A team died completely and spawned here, pushed in, died again. But because they died again, one player spawned all the way over here and told his team not to spawn, because you can choose to do that. So he told him not to spawn, runs all the way through here, super sneaky. No one sees him. Sneaks all the way back through here. Keep in mind, hard point's there. All the enemies are looking here. He comes in here, gets one kill, gets a second kill, tells his team to spawn. Team spawns back here instead of down on the docks again. They come up, push in, jump in, kill everybody, get the hard point, win the game. That's listening to your teammates. That's a pro team doing that. You can do stuff like that too. If you're playing with a team and it's a clutch situation, you need to get a kill, you need to do a situation, you need to stay alive. Listening to those teammates are going to help you out the most. If you are on this this center hard point, and or actually we'll use this one as an example just to run around the map a little bit and show you guys. Say you're on this hard point here, and the hard point kind of squares around this box here. Should have used a hard point map, because I'm using hard point analogies, but oh well. Say you're on this hard point here, and you're on it, time's ticking, 245 to 240, time's ticking down, you need to clutch up. You're aiming here, you're looking here, you're making sure no one's coming down, you're looking all over, you're panicking, you're jumping up and down, you're doing everything you can to make sure you stay alive. All your teammates fall. And you hear someone say, "We spawned out. Watch your back." If you have everyone muted, you don't hear that. You keep looking at this, you keep looking, all of a sudden you die back here, you die, they get it, you lose. Instead, what you could have done if you heard them was run around here, peek them here on the head glitch, kill them, you win the game, you're savior. Or vice versa, you're pushing the point and you need to win, you need to get on there and contest. You're coming from this back area and they say, "Oh, there's a guy on the heady there. Hold on. The team's probably going to be coming from here and trying to shoot him in the back. So they don't want you to make any noise because if you make any noise, he knows he's going to get called out. But if you run in mindlessly and try to shoot him off of this, it's going to be really hard. You're in the open. You're going to die. The rest of the team's going to know where some other people are, and who knows, they may even turn around and spot your teammates too because they think something's up. Listen to your teammates. I promise you it will help you in the end. Last and final thing will be short and sweet, probably, but this is a big one. And this is one that I catch myself doing. This is one that I catch other people doing. This is one that I catch everyone that I team with doing. This is one that I catch everyone that I go against doing. And it's one that I try to teach myself not to do, and I do it anyway. It's just something that happens. Getting caught sprinting. I know. Shocker. This is a golden rule, a horrible thing to do. You feel like a terrible person when it happens, but it happens nonetheless. I cannot stress it enough. If you learn to not sprint everywhere, your game will improve tenfold. Simple as this. Guys at that barrel again, we'll even mark it again. Bang. Right there. He's right there on that head glitch. You can put your iron sights on him, you can see him. Again, you can pull that out, still see him. He's there. Right? Good. We come up spawn. I just died. I want to run back to the place as soon as I can. So I sprint up here. Oh man, I'm sprinting. But you want to get there fast. Yes, but as soon as I get here, my gun's not up. Dead. Yeah, we're going through the dead thing again, by the way. Sprint up here. Dead. Okay, but what if you manage to get your gun up? You don't, because as long as it takes, well, as long as it takes to get your gun up, he's already pre-aiming. What he's doing on this side is this. And he's waiting for you to come up so he can just fire and kill you. That's all he's doing. So as soon as you get here and you're still sprinting, dead. Say there's more people here though. So you come up here and you're still sprinting. Well, there's a guy back here waiting for you. You come around sprinting. You're dead. Say you die, but this person that killed you comes down here and is doing this. He's just L-triggering, waiting for you to come around that corner. So you come off spawn, I really want to get back into the fight. So you come down here around the corner and you're sprinting dead. See what I mean? It's as easy as that. If you see it from the other side, it's so easy to tell. But when you're in the game, you don't catch it until it's too late. There's certain places where you can sprint. Off spawn is a pretty good idea, but tip number 5 and tip number 3 really help. They go together very well, but they also intertwine with tip number 4. Because if you don't sprint everywhere, okay, I'm not going to sprint everywhere. Alright, I'm going to aim where I think people are going to be because I'm listening to my teammates calling out. You die, you call the guy out, he kills your teammate, he's pushing spawn. Alright, I'm not going to sprint everywhere, I'm going to come down here. My teammate said he's pushing my spawn, so he's got to be coming down the street. So I'm going to come around this corner and aim. There he is. I listen to my teammates. I come around, I get a kill. Okay, I'm coming up here. Oh, there's a guy on the steps. You pull off another one. Humongous how it changes. The last and final thing that I'll do is a bonus tip number 6, because I just remembered doing it because I did it right now. I'm doing it now because I'm not in an actual game, but it's one thing to learn. So tip number 6. Do not reload after one kill. Again, I do it too, and I know it's hard, but don't do it. You will save yourself so many lives not reloading. If you come up here and you know that there's 3 people here, we'll say 1, 2, 3. So if you come up here, bang, reload, dead. Right? Yeah, we're going through them again. Oh no, 1, 2, dead. You have a bunch of bullets. Right now I'm running extended mag and I have 52 bullets. Use them. Because when you're playing a ranked match, you're going to die at some point. And there's guns that are normally exactly the same as yours lying around. So if you run out of ammo, just pick up another one. Sounds great, right? So, we'll go through this one more time. 1, 2, 3. You just got a triple kill. I got 34 bullets left. Okay, this guy's coming through here. Pick him off. I come in here and push out the spawns. I'm waiting for people. He's coming through. I get another kill. I just got another kill. I still got 11 bullets. Come back through here. Oh, there's more people come through here. That's another kill. That's another kill. On average, and, you know, depending on whether you hit or miss, let's see how many kills you just got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 kills running extended magazine with a PPSH. Didn't need to reload once. Without extended mag, yeah, you might not need that much. You might not get that many kills. But that goes to show you just what all you can do without reloading. So, with all those tips, I think it's about time to end this video. It's run pretty long. So, for everyone watching and everyone enjoying this video, I'll leave you all with a good adieu. Hope these tips help you, and I think we're about to start to get into more of the intermediate things. I kind of come up with ideas as I play and see things. So, again, let me know if you have any ideas that you want me to go over, any tips that you'd like me to cover, or any questions that you have, leave them in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, want to be updated when I upload another one, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. And as always, I am Master RKO. Adios.